All right, so all right, so I'm going to go ahead and share this presentation with you. We'll go through the slides pretty quickly, and then we'll just go ahead and do our one-on-one. Quick thing, our agenda tonight, just to recap a couple of things about DECA membership. At this point, you guys should have started acquiring some of your members and getting into the DECA membership and uploading all of your students' information. So we're gonna take a quick look at that. We'll talk a little bit about Envision. Envision is definitely on. It has not been canceled. It is scheduled for November 1st through the 3rd. We'll talk about those mock competitions. You guys got an email from Mr. Benedict talking about the mock competitions that you can have your students participate in. I'll tell you how I use them in the classroom and what I offer to my students to do. And then we'll talk a little bit about district and regional competition. Again, district is something different from one district to the next. So we'll get into that a little bit more, and then we'll do our little question and answer session. So with DECA membership, you guys are going to go to deca.org/high school. I'll go ahead and go in there real quick.
Les États-Unis.
And hopefully it'll open up nicely, which doesn't seem to be doing very quickly. So when you guys go into deca.org high school, you can scroll down. And you should be able to get down to membership, or you can just simply go up to high school and click the, I'm sorry. Click on high school. You'll see online membership over here.
Nous aimons voyager. Nous aimons voyager.
Is somebody learning a new language?
Tu visites Paris.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah,
I think
I'm
it's
getting it.
Stephanie.
Sounds like French.
Bonjour Marie, je suis à Paris.
Stephanie, are you learning French?
Où vit la France?
We can hear you. Okay, moving on. So you can see I've already inputted some of my students already. And then if I want to add more members, I can just click add students.
Visit Chicago.
And at this point, because all of my previous members have already been uploaded, I will,
Il
Stephanie.
visite les États-Unis. États-Unis. Les États-Unis.
Stephanie,
Visit.
there, I just muted her. Hope that was okay. So in any case, I'm going to go ahead and start inputting my members individually at this point because they're all new. I uploaded all of my previous members that returned through a mass upload, which you guys can see in one of the previous meetings how I did that. But you guys need to go ahead and start getting into this, putting in your members, and then you will submit and you will receive an invoice via email. That invoice you need to take to your bookkeeper and you need to get it paid as quickly as possible. And the reason that you need to get it paid as quickly as possible is because we are no longer allowing chapters to register for events that have not paid for their members. So you will not be able to register for CDC or ICDC if you have not fully and completely paid your membership with DECA Inc. We're doing that because we do have chapters with outstanding balances, and this is one way that we can make sure that payment has been received in a timely fashion. So please make sure that by November 15th, that is the initial membership roster deadline. You have inputted all of your members and you have submitted your check for payment. That way you will be ready to go to register for CDC and ICDC at the later dates. This does not mean that you cannot add anybody after November 15th. You can add more members after November 15th, and then you'll receive another invoice to pay for those additional members. But just trying to keep everything pretty simple, you want to, I'm sorry, my son just got home. The dog's going to go crazy. You want to make sure that you have paid for your members by November 15th to make sure that you're in accordance with what Florida DECA is now merging to, which is making sure our members are paid for before any registration. I'm going to mute just for a second so you don't hear the dog barking, and I'll get us to the next slide. All right, so Envision, as I just said, it is November 1st through the 3rd. The registration is currently closed. For those of you that have registered, I hope you have a great time and I hope you get some educational value out of it. The youngins have worked very, very hard on putting together a great plan for you and your students to participate in. So that is still scheduled for November 1st through the 3rd in Tampa, and registration is currently closed. The next thing, the mock competitions. This was the email that was sent out to you by Mr. Benedict, encouraging you guys to use some of the competitive events that they have put together for practice for your students. So they have put together a couple of different case studies for you guys to utilize either in the classroom or just giving them simply to your students to have them put together a solution to the problem posed. The students are encouraged to create a video and upload it to YouTube by November 15th. 11:59. They will be reviewed by a panel of judges. They will be critiqued, and a winner will be announced for each one of those mock competitions. Those winners will be recognized on social media, and they will also be recognized at our state CDC in March. There is an example that I wanted to review with you. Sorry, my there we go. And the first one is an entrepreneurship based case study. It's how to start a food truck. It gives you some background information about the quick serve industry, and then it goes into the challenge. So your students can read through the background information, they can read through the challenge, and then start creating their presentation. It says right here what they should be doing. So they should include a schedule for the food truck, the route throughout the city of their choice. They're going to need to research the city, search for landmarks or locations with high foot traffic. They're going to discuss how they're going to promote it, create the word of mouth within the city. And then it gives all of the guidelines that their video cannot exceed 10 minutes. They should be dressed professionally in that video. The video links, other than YouTube or video judges cannot access are not going to be evaluated. So please make sure that you adhere to how to upload them to YouTube correctly. But in any case, I use these in my classroom on Case Study Wednesday day. So every Wednesday, I give my students a case study that they go through, they read, and then they create either a presentation if they're one of my 3 and 4 year students, or if they're one of my 1st and 2nd year students, they actually write everything out and create a PowerPoint presentation that they submit. So how you utilize it in your classroom is up to you. I do that first and then I review those. And the best ones, I ask them to upload a YouTube video. And then we see how we fare across the state. I know that you guys had some specific questions regarding the mock competition, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up. If you guys would like to ask me questions, I can tell you what you do, and then maybe some of our seasoned teachers that are on here tonight can also give you guys some ideas of how they incorporate it in their classroom. No questions?
Hey, Laura, the registration time is November. When's the deadline again for that?
I believe it was November 15th.
No, oh no, I mean to register for it, like our students. Is there a deadline for that?
For the DECA membership?
No, for the mock competition.
It's October
November
27th.
October
Oh, the
27th.
registration
Yeah,
itself.
and they
Yeah.
have to submit their stuff by the 15th.
Okay, great.
No, I was just excited to see it, because in our district, our students' only opportunity at the district level competitively is just the 100-question multiple choice test. So my kids are excited to get to do something like this. So I just wanted to make sure that it was almost a standalone thing, that it was separate from everything else, and that everybody was eligible to participate in this no matter what kind of thing.
Yeah, this doesn't have them progress anywhere as far as competition is concerned. It's really just utilized as practice. And yes, I did just open up the Google form. It says DECA members can register through Sunday, October 27th, 11:59, and all video submission via YouTube needs to be submitted by Friday, November 15th at 11:59. It also says that in order to receive recognition, your member must be paid by Friday, November 1st. So I will I'll share this screen really quick so that you can see that. So do you guys see the Google form? It says mock presentation competition registration. Yes.
Yeah, I can see it.
So
I'm sorry, where would I find that Google form? Is that, I don't know if I've received all the emails. We are just starting back up at our school.
it was an email sent out by Jamie Benedict on, let's see. Tuesday, 6/14.
Yeah, so since I just got the registration information, how can I get that email?
What I'll do right now is, I'll do a forward.
Thank you very much.
And who is that was asking, Kristen?
Kristen McQuillan, yes. Thank you.
And there's 5 different attachments, so 5 different categories that your students can participate in. So maybe they're not so keen with a food truck idea. Maybe the I don't know what this one is. We came back and went straight into testing, so I haven't had an opportunity to really hone in on what these are all about. So here it has the guidelines for recording and submitting. So everything's here in those attachments for you guys to use.
Thank you.
Any other questions or concerns?
Laura, they can participate in all of them if they want to?
If they
Or-
want to, they can do all of them, yes.
Okay, okay, great.
Okay, so the next thing, the district and what I call regional competitions. Your district will mandate what you guys are doing, whether you're doing just testing for district to determine who goes to CDC, or if you're doing role play, if you're doing a combination of the testing and the role play. So those types of questions, what are we doing for district, should be sent to your specific district advisor. I know that District 4 is trying to figure out how we're going to do testing and role play this year, as opposed to just focusing on testing. Some districts are straight up testing. They send out the test, and whoever has the highest score progresses on. And then there's even some districts that have a huge district competition where they do the testing and the role play all in one location. So as I said before, make sure that you speak to your specific district advisor to find out exactly how they're doing that. What I call regional competition, we spoke about before, are all of the manuals that are up to 20 pages maximum. Those manuals need to be uploaded by January 1st. More information about that will come from Mr. Benedict as we get a little bit further along. The manuals are the ones that have the more extensive research to them. You can have 1 to 3 members working on a project. You can have 2 from each school for the project management event categories. And the other categories, you can have 1 per 25 members. So if you have 100 members, you can have 4 projects go in the other categories. So business operations, the financial could have 4, the business operations, buying and merchandising could have 4, the international marketing could have 4, but it's just how you want to divide up with your students, the number of students that you have. So those manuals, like I said, must be uploaded by January 1st. They need to be in a portrait, not a horizontal view. If they use Canva to create their business proposals, make sure that they are using a vertical, not a horizontal view. We've had in the past, I've had students who have written their entire paper using templates that were in a horizontal, and we've had to go back in and adjust margins and change things, and it gets really sticky and ugly. So please make sure if they're using any type of template, Google Docs, vertical, Canva, vertical views. And make sure that they're under 20 pages.
The outline, I'm sorry, guidelines for how many per school you can submit, is that on the DECA website somewhere?
I don't believe so, but I can tell you that it's 1 per 25 members.
1 per 25 That's for all the other categories. And which one was, you said 2?
2 for project management events. So that's like your community awareness, your community service, I'm sorry, community giving, the career development, the financial literacy, the oh, it used to be called creative marketing, business solutions.
Okay.
So it'll say project management events, and then it has those listed down, 2 from each school can go. And then your business operation research events. I think there's 5 topics, so 1 per 25 in each one of those categories. How many members do you have at your chapter, in your chapter?
Right now that are coming, we just started in September, so maybe 12, but 20 have signed up. So,
Okay, so you have 20 members, so you would be able to take 1 in every category, 2 in your project management events.
okay.
And remember, those are registered, paid members with DECA Inc.
Mhm.
Okay.
Try to do that Friday or Monday because we want to do the challenges. Hopefully.
So the mock challenges, there's not a limit.
Oh, yeah, I know. I
Okay,
just have to be registered in order to participate.
right.
Yeah.
Any other questions about district and regional competition?
Laura, in terms of District 4, you don't know what we're doing yet, whether we're gonna do both or just.
We need to, District 4 needs to have a meeting. If I'd like to put it probably Thursday of next week, if that's gonna be okay, I need to send an email out and find out what the best night next week is. We do need to make that final decision how we're going to do it. If we are doing role play, we do need to limit the number of students that are actually going to role play, and we all need to make a decision on how many of those students per category are going to role play. We need to make sure that we have enough judges to do that. And we got two more high schools have joined District 4 this week alone. So we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So with the number of students that we'll have that are interested, we can't have it get out of control where we have 100 students trying to do a role play in one day on a Saturday, because it's not going to work. It's not going to work because we're going to need lots of judges, and it's going to get tricky. So District 4, we need to have our own private get together and conversation and figure it out next week. Because Chris, you're the school that is international, yes?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. And we definitely need to figure that out. Sorry, I just got a message. Okay, is there anything else that you guys need? Any questions that you have? I think this is one of the quickest meetings that we've had with new advisors.
Okay, I have a
I'm
question.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Okay, hey, for Helping Hands, I know that this year we were going through Goodwill. What was the deadline? I've tried to get on and download the thing, but all of those things you take a picture of, those QR codes, are not working.
Okay, I will I will talk to Ivana tomorrow
Okay.
and we
Because I
need
tried to go
figure
through
that out.
the website. I tried in the master document thing, and they were showing up. Oh, your free QR thing expired, so now it's not available.
Okay.
But how is that going to be? Because usually it was based on how much your chapter donated. I mean,
Right. So I think what they were trying to do this year, in the past, we've picked one organization and everybody collected from the state for one organization.
yeah.
And everybody from the state had to drag all of their stuff to our state conference. And then we had to drag all of that stuff to whatever charity.
Yeah, I know that's yeah. And then we had the shoes last year, which was
That was a nightmare.
yes, it was.
I think we made like $50.
I think we lost money because we were trying. It was.
Well,
It was
and the only
awful.
reason we made $50 is because their warehouse is, by the airport here in Orlando, and that's where I live, and I have a truck. So we threw it all
Okay.
into the truck and I just drove it.
Okay.
But so the idea was that you would collect one item for Goodwill for each student that you have as a